And just as there was an image of a pyramid on Garden Island, I would love to see the island brought back to its natural, as far as we can, natural shape and flora. But with the two chambers of Parliament there, and further back, across the little isthmus, back to the mainland, we could put the parliamentary building. Well, this is the capital, this is where the Parliament should be. Now, the Navy will fight you because admirals think they should be sitting around Harbour, anyway. And of course, every crane, the hammerhead crane has just been heritage listed. They're to take the gun turrets off battleships. So that should come down, but no, they'll fight to the last rivet on that one. But be that as it may, the fact is we have a once in a sort of history's opportunity to reclaim these things. And I think the important message perhaps in David's paintings is not just his own wonderful view of what they are and the fact that he presented them as a suite, but it's so apposite in its time, it comes to tell us, to reveal something about it that we can perhaps imagine it the way it was, and it's not too late to reclaim it. And in the reclamation, the bureaucrats are the problem. It's not the pollies always get a bad rap because they don't have any imagination and all that, but in the end, you've got to fight the incrementalism of the bureaucracy. But on the other hand, the incrementalism of the bureaucracy has kept all of the defence lands there, which has been a bonus to us as well. So we have now, particularly when David imagined some of these places, and go to places like Spectacle Island, which none of us go to much, or Cockatoo, where none of the original islands left. But nevertheless, what he's doing for us is reminding us of the natural beauty of the thing, of the natural beauty of it. And it's the natural beauty we should fight for. The built environment, one lot of junk will replace the next lot of junk, and that will replace the next lot of junk. And the architects will fight for each piece of junk they created. But nevertheless, we ought to forget that, but fight for the central public lands, the harbour lands. That's the fight I'm in now. Harbour. We won the Ballast Point fight. I sent that Lang Walker packing. Someone said to him, "What have you got against him?" I said, "A lot." We packed him off. And now it's going to be back to a headland, so the western heads of Ballast Point and Ball's Head are going to be recreated, and in the middle, the mill of Goat Island, the heritage fleet are after the back of it. Now the guy runs, I love this guy who runs the heritage fleet, he's got a ton of chutzpah. But I said to him, you and I are going to cross swords because we will let you in and then you'll want to own half of it, So I'm coming to the conclusion, never give the suckers an even break. Right off. And let's get the island back to what it was and the place for people to go. But there's another thing about these islands. There's a question of quiet contemplation. This is a point I often make to the director of the Botanical Gardens. He thinks, all of Sydney is a rodeo. It's all a casino. The Army Garden, they've got movies and Christmas, they've got the domain's been alienated for rock shows. And the idea that you went to a botanical garden you went in asking questions and came out asking questions about yourself, that whole notion of quiet contemplation, well, it's gone. You shouldn't have to instruct botanical gardeners about contemplation. But you do have to instruct this bunch here. But the islands, if we can get those, there is quiet contemplation because they don't have a commercial purpose. And you go out there for what they are, to see it in its natural domain, and to imagine what it would have been like for the Aboriginal communities of Sydney, of the harbour, to imagine it in its pristine state. Now, that's never going to happen, we've done too much to it. But we can keep the core. This is not possible in cities like New York or London or any of the great cities, to keep the core. And they're things I think David's work reminds us of. So I was pleased to be asked. Great honour, David, to be asked to launch your show. Your friend, the gallery owner, he doesn't believe in public amplification. He doesn't. I always try and help gallery owners, but they are mostly hard to help. It's got the general message that they're here now. It's my duty to launch David's show and open the gallery. I think David's show is more important than the gallery. So it is with very great pleasure that I launch the show, and ordinary pleasure. Let's hear it again for a great artist.
I personally felt that I've been working for about 2 years on the research for the islands of Sydney Harbour show, and I particularly, having known Paul and known the family for some time, for many years, particularly in regard to Paul's view on the harbour and the conservation of the harbour and those public amenities that can still be claimed back to the city. But that's why I wanted him particularly to open the show. And so, Paul, I thank you very much. And I know that how very much you're admired by the arts community, and everyone's very happy that you're here. Thank you.